Hello everyone and welcome back to my Gentry build. It's been about 2 months I guess since I did my last video. I thought it was about time I did another one just as a catch up because I haven't done a huge amount since the last video. But what I have done has been primarily at the back end, and I've done a little bit of work on the engine as well. But in between my last video and now, what I have been doing is doing a fair bit of work around the house, within the garden. I've established re-established the pond, which was in a bad state. So I've relined the whole of that, redone it completely, some new decking around it, and I've also converted our bikes into e-bikes, and I'll post some pictures up of those and the pond, just to show you what I've been doing over the last couple of months. There's been lots of other stuff, but they've been the two primary things. And the Gentry has kind of taken a back seat in between those 2 months. Now, a month ago, if I shot this video, I would have been in shorts and a t-shirt because it was so hot, as you know. But now it's a little bit more chillier these days, but I've still got probably about another month's work of time before I finish on this for the winter and get back up into the train room and do some more model railway. But I will roll this out onto the drive, and I'll just go around what I have done, what the plans are, and we can take it from there. Okay, so I'll catch you in a minute. Bye for now. Bye.
Hello again. Right, as I said before, main work has been concentrating on the rear end of the car. So what I've done is I've now made a mounting bracket for the spare wheel, which mounts right the way through to the chassis underneath, to hold it firmly in place. I've put the registration number on now. That's on sawn at the moment until I finish it, so that I can register it properly as a Gentry. I've added an original MGTF about 1956 boot rack, which will hold a picnic hamper, possibly that one there, which you see. So that completes the rear end-ish to a certain point. I've added the lights on both sides. That's the stop lamps, stop lights and indicators. I've got reversing lamp and fog lamp at the bottom. I've just got to put the reflectors on as well, which will be mounted at the top here above the overrider. Number plate lights. So if we step back, that's the rear end view now. Still work to be done, obviously. I've got some stainless steel brackets to go down either side of the spare wheel as per the original. Nothing's been done on the sides apart from here, and that is the escutcheon plate which I was going on about on the last video. They eventually came over from Australia via a friend, and they're now mounted. And I've just sprayed a red patch, square red patch, to just give us some idea of what they look like against a red bodywork, which is what it's going to be eventually. So yeah, that works nice. I've also put the flashing LED festoon bulbs in, so that works a treat. So when they come out, the light in the trafficator flashes. I went to a kit car show about a month ago, and I've been after these for a couple of months, and they are Brooklands fly screens, and as you can see they fold down, but it also enables the fold down windscreen to be folded down and just use the fly screens, which will add a bit of authenticity to it. Inside here I've got, in that plastic bag here, I've got a brand new wiring loom, complete wiring loom from front to rear. So that's ready to install at the time. Well, that's just a running board there. That is a tube for connecting the petrol tank to the filler cap. So if we come back round here, so underneath that here, I've fitted a Triumph Spitfire Mark IV petrol tank, and then that will come up via that tube and come to a filler cap mounted about here. I love these lights, I think they're gorgeous. Not plastic, they're metal which are chromed. I've still got this here to trim around the edge. So obviously still a lot of work to do. I have put in a steering column, which is a Triumph Spitfire steering column, but that's got to be extended out. So I've got to get myself an inner steering column and extend it. What have I done on the front? Oh yeah, right, so if you remember on the last video, the panels here, the side panels, were about out to here. So I've now trimmed them down to the correct length. They still need finishing off. I've trimmed them down to the correct length so that I can get the position of the radiator grille, and I've also installed side lights on the top wing. Actually they're not side lights, they are indicators, flashing indicators, which will be hooked up to the trafficator. I've got tripod lights at the front now. And that is about it. I say about it, there's a lot of work there actually, which I've done when I think about it. Running boards still to be fitted. Cobwebs. So that's really about the extent of the, what you can see if you look closely in there. You can see the radiator itself roughly into position, and that's the next job, is to, I don't know if I can get this off one-handed. Yeah, just take that off. So you can see the radiator down there, that will be moved up and forward. That's just placed in there at the moment. So this part here of the radiator will join up with this here. And then obviously the bottom hose will connect to here, to the water pump. I have put oil in the engine now. All I've got to do now is to purge the oil through the distributor hole. And then so I can work the oil pump through the distributor hole, and then that will purge the oil right away through the engine. But no leaks so far. It's up to mark on the dipstick, but that will go down once I've purged the oil. So I'll just top it up again. So really the thing to do now is to get the water system installed, get the carburetors reconditioned, and then it'll be time to start the engine up. Whether I do that this year or not, don't know, not sure. I don't know if I'll get time to do that. I'll see. It'd be nice if I can get that started, or at least turning over, even if not started. Turn it over would be good. But I will, if I do put water in it, then I will drain it out over the winter period. I don't want just water sitting in there over the winter. So there we go. I mean, it's not far off, ready to go, to be honest. All the exhaust is on. I've just got to make up a temporary fuel line, and I've got all the bits here sitting on the bulkhead for the initial startup. So I'm not far off. I've got a new distributor over that side. It's not electronic yet, it's still got points in it, and I will use points initially to start off with, and then once I've got it running, then I'll convert it to electronic ignition. Alternator is on. It's basically all there. Probably needs a good week's work to get it all sorted. If I work hard enough, it could be that I can get it done.
When you bring that up.
Neighbours going past, sorry about that. Yeah, so we're getting there. We're getting there. Well, I'm pleased with the back end. I think now that the suspension's settled, I'm going to take the lowering block out because it's gone too low now. With all the added extra weight, which I knew would happen, I think I'll take the lowering block out and get it back to its normal height. I don't like it that low. And the same with the front suspension. That's on its lowest setting because they're adjustable specs, shock absorbers and springs. So I've put it on its lowest setting to let it sink, and now it's done that, you can see that it's gone a little bit too far, so I need to adjust the shock absorbers to raise it a bit. But no, it's coming on alright. It's coming on alright. I'm very pleased with it. So there we have it, just a very quick update, and I'll see what it's like. I'll see if I can do another video in about a month's time, when I'm probably ready to pack up for the winter, and see how far I've got. With a bit of luck, that engine may be going, or would have started anyway, but we'll see on that. I'm not going to rush it, it's a hobby, you know, and as a hobby you just have to do things bit by bit. Other things happen and takes preference over this. I had allowed 3 years to build this complete and on the road. I don't think I'll be far off. Maybe next year it will be on the road, but that's pushing it. There's still a huge amount of work to do. Main thing being the fitting, the correct fitting of the bodywork, and that is going to take an enormous amount of time. So much work to do on that. I mean, it looks like a car, but there's many flaws in it at the moment. One of them being the doors. They don't fit. You can see the gap in there. So there's a lot of work to get that fitting correctly. Just that one door, but I'll get there. It's a great hobby. I'm really pleased I've done this. Okay, I think that's about it. I'll stop waffling, and hopefully I'll catch you on the next video. So maybe about a month's time. Okay, so bye for now, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.